You know the name of every person who calls you when their life is falling apart. The strong one, the reliable one, the one who always shows up. So answer me this, when it's you that's falling apart, who knows your name? Sit with that. You carry everyone. Nobody carries you. And you've told yourself that's strength. It isn't. Tonight, I'm going to show you what it actually is and who's been watching the whole time. Son, before I say anything else, I need you to hear this one thing clearly. I see what you carry. I see that you're the one who holds it together. The family, the friend group, the ministry, the house, the whole load. I see that when something breaks in someone else's life, you're the name they call. That is not nothing. That is a strong man, and I will not insult you by pretending otherwise. So, hear me clearly. I am not here to tell you to be weak. I'm not going to tell you to open up, like that's a personality flaw you need to fix. I'm here to tell you the truth about your strength. Because somewhere along the way, you stopped being checked on, and you decided that meant you'd gotten strong enough not to need it. That decision, that's the lie I came to break tonight. Let me say back to you what your life actually looks like, because I don't think anyone ever has. You're the floor. Everyone stands on you, and nobody stands under you. When your friend's marriage is falling apart at midnight, he calls you. When your brother relapses, he calls you. When your wife is scared, she comes to you. And you show up every single time. You're good at it. You're proud of it. And you should be. But when you're falling apart at midnight, whose phone lights up? Sit with that for a moment. When the weight on you gets too heavy, who carries you? The honest answer, the one you don't say out loud, is nobody. And a long time ago, you stopped expecting there to be. Then you stopped even wanting there to be, because wanting it started to feel like weakness, so you filed it away. That's not what I'm for. I'm the one who carries. I'm not the one who gets carried. Hear me now, because this is the turn. You are not the man nobody cares about. You are the man everybody leans on and nobody carries. And those are not the same thing, but you've let them blur together until you can't tell the difference anymore. You've taken your invisibility, the fact that no one sees the weight on you, and you've worn it like armor, and you've called it strength. It is not strength. A man who is never carried is not strong. He's just alone with something heavy. Strength that can never set the weight down. Strength that has to perform being fine at its own breaking point, that's not strength. That's a man slowly dying on the inside, while everyone admires how much he can hold. And here's where the lie came from. The world told you a real man needs no one. Be self-sufficient, lone wolf. Handle it yourself. And you believed it, because it sounded strong. But that lie is not your fortress. It's the tomb you've been living in. And you decorated the inside of it so carefully that you stopped noticing the walls. Now I want to go back further, because you didn't invent this. You learned it, and I think you learned it young. Somewhere, a long time ago, you learned that no one was coming to check on you. Maybe it was your father. Maybe it was the absence of him. Maybe it was a house where the lights were on and the bills were paid, but nobody ever asked what was happening inside you. Maybe there was a man there who was present in the room and never present in you. Someone you lived beside, who never once said, "What are you carrying? Let me help you hold it." The shape of it is different for every man, but the lesson landed the same way in all of them. That a man is the one who carries and never the one who's carried. That care flows out of a man and never into him. You didn't choose your invisibility. You inherited it. It was handed to you, modeled, or left behind by an absence, by people who were probably just as unseen as you are, passing down the only thing they knew. The silence you grew up in was not a verdict on your worth. It was a wound being handed down, generation to generation, each one teaching the next that a real man doesn't need to be seen. Tonight that inheritance stops. Let me take you to a man you'll recognize. 1 Kings, chapter 19. You have to understand where Elijah is when this happens. He has just had the greatest day of his entire ministry. Mount Carmel. He stood alone against 450 prophets, called fire down from heaven before the whole nation, the single greatest public victory any prophet ever had. The strongest man at the peak of his strength. And the very next thing that happens, one threat from a queen, and Elijah runs. He runs into the wilderness alone, and he collapses under a single tree in the desert. And listen to what this giant prays. It is enough. Now, O Lord, take away my life. He wants to die. The strongest man in the nation, fresh off the biggest win of his life, is lying in the dirt, asking God to let him die. And he says it, I, even I only, am left. I'm the only one. I'm carrying it all alone, and I can't carry it anymore. Does that sound like anyone you know? Now, watch what God does, because this is the most important thing I'm going to show you tonight. God's strongest servant is collapsed, dying inside, certain he's alone. And God does not rebuke him. God does not say, get up, where's your faith? Look at the victory you just won. No. An angel comes, and the angel doesn't preach. The angel feeds him bread and water, lets him sleep, then wakes him and feeds him again. The journey is too great for you. That's what the angel says. God's first response to his collapsed, dying inside strong man is to care for his body, to feed and rest the man who only ever cares for everyone else. And then God comes himself, not in the wind that split the mountains, not in the earthquake, not in the fire. The text is so careful here. After all the noise, after all the power, God came in a low whisper, a still, small voice. The God who could have announced himself in fire chose to come to his exhausted servant quietly, gently, close, like a father lowering his voice and sitting down next to a son who can't take any more noise. And he asks him a question. What are you doing here, Elijah? Not an accusation, an invitation. Talk to me. What's really going on? I'm right here. And then God breaks the lie. Elijah said, I'm the only one left. And God says, no, you're not. I have left 7,000 in Israel. 7,000 you don't know about. 7,000 you can't see. Who never bowed. You are not alone, Elijah. You only feel alone. And I see every single one of them. Son, that is your God. There is a name for this God. Way back in Genesis, there was someone else alone in a wilderness, cast out, used up, certain that no one in the world saw or cared. And God met that person there. And out of that meeting came a name for God that had never been spoken before, El Roi, the God who sees me. She said, truly, here I have seen him who looks after me. That's not a poem. That's his name. There is a God whose defining characteristic is that he sees the one no one else sees. He saw you. He has been seeing you the whole time. He saw you in the hidden place of your function at the desk, in the car after you dropped everyone off, in the kitchen at midnight when the house was finally quiet and the weight finally landed and there was no one there to see it land. He saw it land. He saw all the years you held everyone and no one held you. He saw the boy in that house who learned he would never be checked on. He saw the man that boy became. He never once looked away. And it goes all the way to Jesus. There's a man named Nathanael in John's Gospel, and before Jesus has spoken a single word to him, he says, when you were under the fig tree, I saw you. The private place, the hidden place, before anyone was looking. That's Christ, Son. He sees the man in the place the man thinks no one can see. He's been under the fig tree with you the whole time. Now, hear what this changes. The armor, the invisibility, the never being carried, the I'm fine, the performance of strength at your own breaking point, you put that on for a reason. You learned that you had to be the strong one to be worth anything, that your value was your capacity to carry. So you carried, and you never let anyone see the weight, because if they saw the weight, they might see that you're not infinite. And then, what would you be worth? Son, you don't have to earn it anymore. You're already seen. The Father who's seeing actually matters has seen all of it, and He has not turned away. So you can take the armor off. Not because you've become weak, because you no longer have to prove you're strong to a God who already knows exactly what you carry and loves you in it. And here's what the armor was costing you that you didn't see. As long as you were performing strength, no brother could get close enough to carry you either. The armor kept the 7,000 out too. So let me tell you what a seen man does. A man who knows the Father sees him doesn't need to be the uncheckable strong one anymore, which means, for the first time, he can let one other man in. Not a feeling circle, not a performance of vulnerability, just one brother, one man who gets to know the real weight, one man who gets to carry you once the way you've carried 100 people. Because you are not the only one, son. That was Elijah's lie, and it's yours. There are 7,000 out there men in your church, on your street, in your phone, who are carrying the exact same invisible weight and are just as sure they're the only one. And the day you let yourself be seen by one of them is the day 2 watchmen finally find out they were never alone on the wall. You are not the man nobody cares about. You are not the man God forgot. You are the man who's been on the wall so long you forgot that. Someone has had his eyes on you the whole night. The God who sees you never stopped seeing you, not once, not in the midnight hours, not in the years of carrying, not in the silence of that house when you were 9 years old and no one asked. He asked. He was there, and He's here now. 2 Chronicles 16-9 says that the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to give strong support to those whose heart is blameless toward Him. He is not looking for reasons to look away from you. He is looking for you to strengthen you, to carry you, to be for you what no one else has ever been. Take the armor off. Let one man in. Call out across the wall. And if the weight has gotten so dark that you've started to believe the people you carry would be better off without, you don't carry that thought alone tonight. Hear me plainly. That is the lie at its very darkest, and it is not true. You are not a function. You are a son, seen and loved by a Father who has never once looked away. The strongest thing, the single strongest thing a strong man can do is to tell someone tonight, a pastor, a brother, a counselor, a crisis line. Reaching out is not the watchman abandoning his post. It is the watchman finally calling for the relief he has needed for years. If this word found you tonight, type in the comments, "He saw the whole time." Say it until your spirit agrees with it. Declare it until the lie loses its grip. And if this message strengthened you, remember to like, subscribe, and share so other men can be sharpened by the Word of God. God bless you, son. You are not alone on the wall.